Thank you, Colin, for joining me. As you know, this interview is about gender equality in the gym, so I just wanted to ask you a few questions. How frequently do you visit the gym, and at which gym do you go to?
During the school year, I probably go close to like 4 to 5 times a year because it's easier. It's on campus. During the summer and maybe the winter months when I'm home, probably go most to like 2 to 3 just because it's like further away and it's colder. So it's a little less motivation or I'm working. When I'm up here, usually I go to like the school rec center, either the Willville or the main campus. When I'm home, I go to a place called Canyon Fitness or Balance.
Okay, awesome. So, which areas of the gym do you spend the most time at?
Up here, it's called the pit, or the upstairs. Most of the time, it's just the free weight area. You have like cables or machines. Most of the time, it's just where the weights are, I guess. I don't
Okay,
do a whole lot of cardio. Either that, or I go to like at the rec center. I play like basketball, play racquetball, volleyball, so I'm like on the courts and things like that.
okay. And at the other gyms in Castle Rock?
Both my gyms in Castle Rock don't have courts, so it's mainly just the free weights area.
Okay, awesome. What would you estimate the ratio of men to women is on an average day at these gyms?
Up here in Boulder, it's probably like 2/3 men, 1/3 women. And down in Castle Rock, Canyon tends to actually probably be more 2/3 women, 1/3 men, and then Balance tends to be probably about 80% men, 20% women.
Okay, cool. So, in general, what does inequality mean to you?
I'd say it's like unfair treatment between people that are equals. It's the best way to put it to me.
Okay. Do you think that there's an inequality present at the gyms that you go to?
Um, I wouldn't say necessarily the quality of the gyms I go to. I mean, maybe I just don't pay attention to it because most of them are just out there working out. I put in my headphones, just get focused. I just kind of just get in and get out. But I guess like if I really pay attention when you first come in, it's like it's usually half men, half women. They have working. From what I've noticed, they have I think two trainers, at least one up here, one girl, one female, one girl, one guy. So to me, it seems like a gym up here at least tries its best to keep everything equal.
Mm-hmm.
And then down in Castle Rock, they're kind of like more like college gyms. You kind of show up, lift, and leave. So I wouldn't say there's necessarily inequality. Any gym I've really been to, I just don't notice it. Could be the problem also.
Okay. So since you don't think that there's inequality, do you think there's a possible bias that you have being a male since like you're focused solely on the weights, but women might feel otherwise?
Yeah, there's definitely a possibility of that. So when you go to the gym, it's like there's always because there is more men in the gym than women most of the time. At least up here, so maybe the girls might just feel like it because like it is kind of male dominated in the gym slightly more.
Okay.
So it could just be that they feel like awkward in there because like like guys tend to look at girls and things like that. So maybe it might not be like a inequality, but it might be like an uncomfort possibility.
Okay. And so in general, what are your views on the topic of inequality at the gym? Do you think it's like a real thing, or do you just think it's like something that feminists produce to further their claim that women are presented unequal in society?
I mean, it could be a real thing. I just might not notice it as a guy. But, like girls might feel like there might be an inequality because it's like at least if you look at CU's like it's focused on like free weights and like bench press and things like that tend to be more like male dominated things. Like even though it's like the pit, which is like when you first walk in where most people are at, it's all free weights. You don't see like any sort of like treadmills. You don't see sort of like just normal things like people not as have a sex, but girls tend to be lifting at.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they might just feel that way because the gyms seem to be like male so focused or like they like all those bodybuilding shows and things like that. If you ever like see pictures of them, it's never like a girl bodybuilder. It's always just some massive guy.
And so you feel that our gym perpetuates societal stereotypes?
Yeah, that could be. It could be more like a stereotype kind of thing, not an inequality of the gym. So I don't think the problem might not be inequality. I think it's more it's the stereotypes as like a whole in a culture probably.
Okay. And so, if there theoretically, if there were an inequality present, how might we be able to combat that?
Maybe focus more.
Do you think it starts more with the people at the gym, or is it something perhaps more vast than that, like a societal
I think
battle
it's
against what?
more of a societal thing than like if you go to the gym, you're not gonna see like some guy looking at a girl and be like, oh, you shouldn't be here, or a girl looking at a guy and being like, oh, you shouldn't be here. So I don't think the problem is at the gym itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more like the stereotypes that come with the gym, not necessarily because like you look at some guy like girls might look at guys and think, oh, they're a meathead at the gym, and And some guys might look at girls and just think, oh, she's just trying to get toned or something like that. It's not just, oh, that guy's just trying to be in shape, and that girl's trying to stay in shape, or they both like makes them feel good about each other. So it's probably more of a cultural stereotype more than an actual inequality kind of problem.
Okay. And so, personally, what are your views on how men and women weight train?
Personally, it's probably more men you do free weights or try to throw on as much weight as you can, especially when you go to like the rec center here. People throw on more weight, at least as guys, that they can't really do just for the sake of being, let's say, like they're big. And the women tend to be more often going over to like a lot of cardio, stair steppers, things like that. It's probably the main difference. I think women tend to do a little bit less weight like than I think they probably can do. You know, it's like sometimes they obviously aren't pushing themselves, but on occasion, like some girl in the gym, and she's frankly like much stronger than I am, and I know she's doing about the same weight as me, and I'm like, that's possible. She could be doing more.
Right. Okay. And last question: do you see men make advances that they wouldn't make to like other men? Like, do they criticize females? Do they give like looks at females while they're lifting?
I wouldn't say like they like criticize like anybody. Like, I haven't witnessed it or noticed it. I don't think people are critical of the way people lift, or I don't think like men look at women differently. Look at a guy. Like a guy might look at a girl and think, oh, she has like bad form, but he also same guy might look at a guy and be like, oh, he has bad form. Also, he might hurt himself. I think when they think of that more, I think guys tend to pay attention to girls a little more at the gym. I think it's more of like them checking them out more than criticizing them.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Cole.